All right, all right, all right. Is it the right microphone? It is. It is. That's a penis. Right. So today we are going to have fun um, with Tim Remmer's random shaped thing he gave me as a impromptu um, impromptu challenge, I guess. Um, hey, Gria, how's it going? Hmm. I'm trying to find. Sorry for being weird, but I'm trying to. Where is audience? No, no. Sorry, everybody, for being weird here, but I'm trying um, to figure out how to do subscriber only stream for Saturday, but it's not really working. Hey, Sergey Fel, how's it going? Zialin, what's up? You're used to it? Aw. Hey, Morphia, how's it going? More fire, more fire. So I'm seeing roles, community, channel points, no. Activity, no. Insights, no. Content, preferences, affiliates, subscriber only chat, allow subscribers to only allow subscribers to watch your latest. Uh, hmm. All right, never mind. Maybe it's a free for all. Hey, Dr. Sheldon, how's it going? Captain Boss, what's up? What is this? Well, I'll tell you what is this. It is. Let me switch window. So, I rated Tim Remmers yesterday, and it's extremely phallic. But I rated him, and he gave me an impromptu challenge to draw something out of randomness because I painted on Thomas Pazzi model yesterday. So he gave me these 3 shots of, he just kind of like went with it and like, I'm gonna mess Bjorn up. So I chose this one, and he said, well, try something. And I can't I can't see anything else but a space penis. But I can kind of see a funny creature here. So I'm gonna go with funny creature rather than space penis. Yeah, so that's what's happening. Tim Rimmer's challenge. And let's start. Alien penis. Definitely alien penis. Right. So what I see, right? Obviously green space penis. We all know that. But here I kind of saw eyes. Now it looks like the tip of a Let's make it even like an angry tip. That's so stupid. Oh man. It's good to be stupid. But yeah, so he challenged me to draw something out of it. I kind of have this picture in my mind of what it should be. And he was kind of talking about having simple shapes. And like he was talking about me adding things. So this time around, I'm not going to stay very true to his model. That's a penis. Hey Pro42, how's it going? It's a great start, right? High quality. Hey Travis, of all things you chose to join this one. I guess that's the nature of the beast nowadays, that whatever I do, whenever I do something weird, people join. So what's happening here, Morphia, is that Tim Remmers, we rated Tim Remmers yesterday, he's a 3D artist. He challenged me on the spot, randomly. I didn't even ask to be challenged, but I showed him yesterday's stream result, and he said, oh, I'm going to challenge you. And he said, I'm going to give you some random shapes, and you're going to have to do something of it. And I said, yeah, okay, let's do it. So he gave me 3 options of the same shape. So he gave me that, he gave me this. It's the same shape. Oh, you don't see it all, but whatever. But yeah, so he gave me that and said, ha ha ha, how about you? You're not going to be able to do anything about it, more or less. So I'm going to show him. I'm going to show him. Hey Tim, how's it going? There you are. You see, I can do things with your crazy shapes. I've got this, no problem. It's turning into a Zelda creature? Yeah. Zelda for life. Gonna give it fire. And Tim Remmers, I'm gonna take the liberty to create things outside of the silhouette, if you don't mind, sir. We're gonna see. We're gonna see where this leads us. We're gonna go heavily into Zelda territory. Hopefully I'll have time to finish it. If not, oh well. It's a part of the challenge, I guess. Hey, Sergey. That's great, Gria. And there, everybody can go check out Tim Remmers that we rated yesterday. And if you go to his video archive, you can see him challenging me on his yesterday stream. The rudeness of it all baffles me. One second. All right. But it's fun, like I mentioned on yesterday's stream. These kind of challenges where you are faced with using something someone else has started is a really fun challenge in terms of you're forced to make something out of it, and because everyone, for me, like I've mentioned this on another stream, but for me, for example, I always have my go-to shape. When I start drawing something I don't know what I'm drawing, I always start with a specific shape. And I think it rings true to a lot of artists where you have your preferred like visual language, right? You don't like, to make it really simple, to make the point really simple, like I am a circle artist, I don't really use squares. You know, that's a simplification of it, but you can see it quite clearly in people's portfolios. You're like, okay, this artist likes to do these things. I can see that. They don't like to do these shapes, or they don't like to use this, they don't like to use that. And you can obviously see. So that's why, like, you're given a base that's not your base, and then you have to do something with it, creates this almost forced visual language, unless you force the base into the space that you like. But it's a very fascinating thing for me, at least, and I kind of like that idea that you have to try to come up with something based on someone else's absolute language, and it can create some really cool end results, but it can also create something horrible, which should be taken out back and shot. The fire? Oh, well, thank you, Morphia. Yeah, I mean, that's why we do studies, right? And I'm not done with the fire yet. I just didn't want to go ham. But there's one step missing. It's like a dodge, and you dodge the core to make it have the highest temperature, you know. Because for example, petrol fire is all flame and black smoke. That's why, for example, we can see in movies, when there's a big explosion, majority of all big explosions are fire bombs, petrol bombs. You can see it in the way it behaves. And the explosion in Russia, the ammo depot explosion, is clearly not a firebomb. It was, I think there was rumors that it was nuclear. But you could clearly see it was not a Hollywood firebomb. So, but if you study, let's say, fire, you can understand what you need to do, what kind of fire you're making, what the temperature of the flame is, what is actually burning. Is it wood burning, or is it petrol burning, or is it fireworks, or things like that. More fire, yeah, exactly. Brendan Toy. Nothing really, but I was talking about the thing I'm doing now is I'm using a base that Tim Remmers gave me. And Tim Remmers gave me a challenge to make something out of his random 3D shape. Even though the random 3D shape was extremely phallic, I accepted the challenge to make something fun out of it. And sometimes you succeed in doing something fun, and sometimes it's something that needs to be terminated. So you just walked in on my end of that sentence. Hey Mel, how's it going? Brendan Toy, yeah, exactly. He supplied us with this. That's a penis. So again, back to Morpheus' comment about me really knowing how to do fire. It's, if you remember, for those who were at the stream when I talked about studying materials, or studying light, or studying different types of elements and so on, it comes down to the basics of understand structurally, first of all, theoretically, what fire does, right? It burns. How does it burn? And so on. You can learn that by observing different sources of fire. But what's also important is when you're doing the study, let's take fire as an example. Like, what is the structure of what you need to do in order to explain the behavior of fire? So to make that a little bit more easier to understand, if you would start painting fire with the hottest part of the flame, the whiter or bluer the fire is, the hotter the temperature of the flame is, right? So that means the red fire is the least dangerous one, right? Hey Tim, thanks for the raid. For all you Timoramians, sadly I don't have any raid game like Tim has. Hey Julia, how's it going? Julia. Max, what up? Yeah, so like I said, to understand fire, right? You shouldn't never ever start with the hottest part of the fire, because fire, the way it acts, right, is that it is that it's alive, right, and it gives off pollution. So if you start with the hottest part first, you're going to have to reverse engineer the path down to the fire. Or if you start with the hottest part, you have to paint behind the fire as you're painting, which makes it really, really hard and really, really clumsy. So that's why, for example, I started with the black smoke and then added red and went closer and closer to the hottest part, which makes it a more structurally sound approach to fire. But that applies to anything. And it's not about that this pattern that you have to do to paint fire is the only way to do it, but it's about my understanding of how fire works through studies so that I can replicate the behavior of fire or smoke as I see fit. Right? Because I understand the principle of fire, even though my fire probably isn't absolutely accurate or correct or anything, but I can, through studies, I have analyzed fire and understood which steps do I need to take in order to get the best result. The same with water. You know, like you can, with water, you can start with the caustics, for example, you know, like the light going through the element of water and throwing light information through the, like, quote unquote lens of the water, right? That's what water caustics or light caustics. And you can start with that, and then you can fill, and then you can do the color variations, or you can do the color variations. You can add effects, and then in the end you add caustics. It doesn't matter. What matters is like that you understand what you need to do to get the best result for you. And that's why it's so important that when you do studies, that you don't copy what you see. Understand what you see and practice how to implement it. Sometimes you got to study something more than once. Sometimes you only need to study it one time. But it's really important, far beyond getting a pretty picture in your studies. It's far more important to understand what you're studying. And that's the principal reason why you should do a study, is not to get a nice, beautiful painting in the end from someone else, but that you get information that you store, that you can use at any point when you create something that you want to create. Brendan Toy. I mean, yeah, sure, it can be the same for hair, but like I said, like the idea of doing studies, an overarching idea of painting something, right? Painting something is, you're not creating fire, you're creating the impression of fire, which is, you know, even more hippie, right? Yet the end goal is that when someone else other than you will look at your piece, they will understand. Let's take fire. They will understand it's fire without, you know, there's no temperature there. There's no, the canvas isn't hot, right? But the primary takeaway is that you as an artist has filtered the real world thing, which in this instance is fire, passed it through you as a, you know, like your artistic decisions, your color choice, your shape choices, so on, and then you put it down so that it's fire. And when someone looks at it, they will go, "Oh, that's fire," and not strawberry cream, strawberry jam. So it's really important that however you do it, structure is key, process is key, understanding is key. Then, like you said, the same way with hair. Yes and no. But majority of cases, if you're gonna do hair, big to small is the best, and not dark to light. Because what if you have a luminescent hair? You can't go from dark to light if it's by self-illuminescent. Try to draw fire, end up with jam. Yeah, it can happen. But like the basic idea of hair for me, I'm gonna quickly do it on the side, is big to small. So if you have like lumps of hair, you first start big, then you go smaller, and then you go small. But the same applies. You can swap the color relationship. Ideally, what you'll get in the end is still something that's going to come off as a hair. But now the problem is the highlight is dark. That's the way it's offset. But principally, it should still be the same. You should still read it the same way as hair, because if you remove one element of it, the other elements there have to, ideally, if you want to communicate correctly, have to behave the way you assume. I mean, you could make hair like this also, but if your picture has a lot of hair in it, it's just going to stop being strands and it's going to be individual pipes. So you have to emulate behavior of hair, like you see here. You don't see each and every singular hair. It is a big lump with a smaller lump and then fine details anywhere. And the proportions vary, but overall that is the behavior, right? A beard has a different behavior because naturally it is a different type of hair, number one. For example, beard is triangular. If you cut a beard strand across, it is a square, simplified, or a triangle, where hair is circle. That's why they behave differently. So structurally, hair here and here are different. So behavior is different. You can't have smooth locks on your beard because it won't be beard anymore, because that's not the way it is in reality. I mean, you could, as a painting, do that, and the beard will look like you have way over-groomed, sir. You need to relax a little bit with your conditioner. And you can make a point out of it. But if you don't understand that aspect, you can never make a point out of it. Hey, Ice Day. Akka Gria. Exactly, Gria. Exactly. But that comes down to it. That comes down to what I've been saying, right? It's not about the only way to draw hair. You have to do it this way. But we are simulating hair. We're simulating something. I am filtrating a behavior of a real world material that you as an observer have to understand, and you need to be able to see you need to be able to see the picture as a whole and not just focus on every single strand of hair. Or if I want to, I can on purpose make you look at every single strand of hair, but still maintain like an artistic fidelity in the image, in order, you know, in order for the image to be attractive as an observer. So I see too many studies where people are not doing studies. They're not learning how the things that they're painting actually are. There's no process involved in trying to figure out, how do I do this? It's all about just observational drawing. And I mean, observational drawings in all their honor, I mean, they're great to mechanically practice your eye and hand coordination and getting the end result as close as you can, yes. But there's a point where you have to step away from that. You have to start understanding what it is you're drawing and why it looks the way it does. You know, observe, observe, observe is the key, right? To learn art, learn something, look at it, observe it, study it, and then run it through your filter. Because in the end, that's what makes an artist great. It's not the artist's ability to understand reality, but to filter through themselves. And I think that's the biggest takeaway of it all is like what makes everyone special. When you get past the practicing aspect of art and you start creating, and you yourself start to develop, you as the artist start to develop and come out of your diapers and be having a real voice, you know. And I think also it's important to start focusing on that as you're practicing the mechanical aspect of art too. Starting to become a real boy. Yeah. Exactly. But you can notice that as well in if you look at people's art. You can start seeing when they're pushing their art, they're pushing who they are, and stop doing the classic steps everyone is taking to learn something. I think it's important to learn. It's important to take those steps. But some people get stuck in just practicing, and there's no voice coming out of it, you know. And then you have people who sidestep all of that and just go straight to their own voice and learn on the job without practicing, you know, a very strong sense of artistic voice, which is fantastic to see. And a lot of people like that who don't give up and just push, they usually get quite far, because their opinion as an artist tend to be quite strong, and usually what happens is that they don't compromise. Like, they are very strong in what they want to create, and they don't compromise their brand, if you may, like artistic voice, versus where comparatively to someone else who just does everything that's cool, and struggle with their own voice because they're monkey see monkey do. Problem with those two differences are the artist that is very strong in their voice and don't compromise have a chance of being on trend and also significantly off trend, meaning they won't get hired because their voice doesn't fit anything, versus someone who does everything and has a very weak artistic voice. They can get jobs, but the output isn't memorable. So it becomes like you have to find a balance between the two, where you do artistic stuff with a very strong artistic voice at the same time as you understand that maybe you shouldn't push your personal choices into the painting all the time because of the fact that it's not your fine art. So it's, and layer that with practices and studies and learning, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It's tricky. Hey Malsby, what kind of creature is this? I will tell you that. Tim Remmers gave me this ZBrush sculpt and said, "Ha, you can't do anything with this." And I said, "I can." No, it was a fun little challenge. Yeah, it ended up fun little test to see, what happens. Han Solo design versus modern sci-fi soldier design, Sergey. Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of that happening. What I'm going to name it? Space Penis on fire. Well, thank you very much for the challenge, Tim. For those who want to, Tim Remmers is a ZBrush streamer. Great artist. Fantastic guy. All of the above. It was a fun challenge. Draw whatever came to mind. Let's see who we can raid. Oh, Nubovic. Just starting out doing horror painting? Let's raid. I don't have Beazle. So we're going to raid Nubovic. He's a great concept artist, illustrator. So I'm going to do the outro, then take you to the raid, so don't go anywhere. Have a great day. Good night if you're that part of the world. See you tomorrow morning for, I don't know, whatever you suggest I should draw. I don't think I should draw in someone else's ZBrush model anymore. Or maybe I should. Who knows? You can decide tomorrow. Bye.